Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. Today I'm just going to share a flip through of my September journal. It's turned out nice and chunky, which is super fun, and I've got some printables here that were part of Scrappy September that I collaborated with Lydia on. So she designed these printables. I've already used one inside my journal, and I want to find a home in this journal for a couple more of them. And then there's two here, which says, one says hello, I'm a scrappy artist, and Scrap Queen, that I want to save and use in another journal. So these two I want to find a home for, and it looks like I haven't cut that one out very well. There we go, just get rid of that little scrap of paper. Okay, so this is my journal. It's a journal that I made. So I collaged it up with bits of jelly print, and then I covered it with book cover seal, so that plastic adhesive seal that you buy to cover school books and things with. And I did a title out of magazine letters and numbers. So that's the cover. On the inside I also did the jelly print collage on the inside. And then for the first page I just did a title, this Scrappy September letters that I did up and photographed for the banner for Scrappy September. I stuck in here, and you put in the hashtags, put in Lydia in my channels, and decorated up. And I thought this one, Scrappy September 2022, might be really nice to include in the front cover there. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down. Hopefully you're all having a good day. This is Wednesday here in New Zealand when I'm filming this, and it'll go up, it'll be up sometime this afternoon. It's 11:30 here at the moment in the morning. So yeah, by the time it gets processed and uploaded, you won't see it till the afternoon, our time. Oops, I didn't get glue on that very well. Just, there we go. So I think that's a super cool little addition to the inside cover. So that's just like a title page, and then the journaling proper starts here. And I was really excited for the beginning of the month, excited for all the plans that Lydia and I had for Scrappy September. And so as the colours show how excited I was. It was spring, I'd been hanging out for spring. So I made this flower from a jelly print, documented about my day, and we had takeaways for tea. So this is a photo of this takeaway shop. And the 2nd of September I did a lot of writing, not a lot of decoration. Lydia had dropped me in some stickers, or sent me some stickers, and so I put one of those in there, really cute. A photo of my husband with our youngest cat. He's my cat, you know, as far as we can have our own cats. And this was, he's starting to spend more time with my husband and cuddling up to him, so that was really cool. So day 3 was the day that my husband and I, it was a Saturday, we tested positive for COVID. So there went my September basically. So photo of our tests, spent some time with our oldest cat, having some cuddles. He likes his shaky cuddles, so I was vibrating at the time, and he just loves the vibrations and loves having cuddles. So we had a really quiet day with COVID. This day I received some things from Lydia, February and June. So I got some, I'd done an order for some products that she has in her shop. So I put her business card and cards that she sent me with writing on the back in there. Slip them out, and this bit of fabric was in the scraps that she sent me, so I stuck that there because it's really tactile and cool. And some cat stickers that she sent me. This is me lying down with Snuggles. She's our second youngest cat. And this little note that Lydia had sent me as well. So, and I made this friends banner to go up the top. And this is another sticker that she sent me, a little page tab of pandas. Super cute. And then I just did a lot of writing. This day we were doing a lot of TV watching. So I received more happy mail from someone in Australia, I think. So I wrote about that under here, about the stickers that she sent me. This was something I made in Scrappy September for Scrappy Action #1. All those videos are still available, so go ahead and watch them if you're curious or if you would like to participate. And then wrote about what we'd been watching on TV. And we watched a lot of TV while we were both in isolation. This day we had snow in the morning when I woke up. I made this belly band in one of my trash craft videos. So I took a little photo. I mean, we didn't have much snow. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a little bit on top of the car. So I took a photo out the window, and on the back, photo of Georgie, our youngest. And then just made this little spring journaling card and wrote on the back of that. And these words are part of my free printable. No, actually they're on one I'm working on. That will go in Etsy. Okay, and then just wrote around the jelly print there, because I didn't want to cover up the jelly print permanently, because I think it's quite cool. So day 7, still with COVID, of course. I did a lot of writing. I had made this sort of faux patchwork masterboard, and I cut up pieces of it to decorate the page with. And just wrote a lot about what we were watching on TV and the little bit of crafting that I was doing, because I didn't stop. I find it very hard to stop crafting. Okay, COVID continues. I didn't do as much. Well, there's still a lot of writing, but I just like these bits of scrap paper from a magazine, so I just put those in. I was participating in Junk Journal September, so I put the prompt list in here and documented about our veggie box. We get a veggie box delivered once a fortnight, and that day was the day for its delivery, and wrote about what we got and what I swapped out. Okay, whoops, I'll just cover that over. And a friend in Christchurch sent me some happy mail, and I've included her letter in here. Some photos of Georgie after husband was eating cheese, and he really loves cheese, so he was after the cheese. A friend who owns a cafe dropped some takeaway coffees onto our doorstep and some food, so that was really sweet. So I put a coffee image here. It was also the day that the Queen passed away, so that was, yeah, that wasn't such good news to wake up to. So I did this spread about the Queen hearing the news, and then on the next pages, and I put a tip in the middle, there was a lot of really cool things going around Facebook, little cartoons and beautiful images and things. So I printed out ones that I liked and added them in here, and there's a stamp here, postage stamp, and I found this on my desk. I walked into the office and found this sitting on a pile, and I thought I want to add that. A series of stamps here in New Zealand, and they are not postmarked. They're used, but they're not postmarked. So, and it was on the envelope still, so I put that in there and put a few more things because I was running out of room, and I knew I had extra room to do a spread like this. So yeah, very, very sad that she passed away. Of course, I mean, she'd done her term. It wasn't like she was ducking out early or anything, but she's been a remarkable woman, and so I just wanted to document, you know, a bit of that. So the next day, very plain spread. Did a little sketch here of the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery page that I still haven't completed, actually. I'm really behind in it. So I've still got this one to go, and I think there's 2 more prompts after this one that I haven't even started. So I did a lot of writing. I'd reached 180 subscribers that day, which was super amazing. And yeah, just pretty plain, really. This is the Sunday, so it's now a week and 1 day after we contracted COVID. We still weren't feeling great. And the previous Sunday had been Father's Day, but because we were basically day 2 of COVID, we didn't feel like doing anything for it, so we delayed it for a week and made this our Father's Day Our only kids are our cats. So I made him a breakfast of protein pancakes with yogurt and blueberries, and it was super, super yummy. And what do you know? We watched more TV. It was really a month of watching a lot of TV. So Monday, hubby was, I think, still not back at work. I think he was still home this day. I'm not actually sure. I can't see if I didn't write whether he was back at work or not. If he was, it was very short-lived. I don't think he was. So I made some biscuits for Prompt Week that Lydia runs, and it was on taste. So I made some biscuits for us, low-carb biscuits, my own recipe. They're super yummy. Wrote the recipe out in here as well, and did a video as per normal. So that was Monday. Tuesday, we went for a little drive. Yeah, so hubby hadn't gone back to work yet. Went for a drive down to the beach because we were no longer under isolation, but we were still sick. So we just took a drive down to the beach for some fresh air. I had some magazine paper that I really liked the colour and pattern on, so I just put bits of that in here. We stopped at Dollarama, like a $2 type shop, and I bought a new stamp set, and so was testing out the stamps, and I think super cute, lots of fun. This is another little item that I made in a trash craft video. I think it was a trash craft video, so I wrote inside and tucked that in the pocket. So it was a little bit of retail therapy as well. Then this day was the day that I made my bloom page in my art journal, and I enjoyed it so much that I made this different version for this day in my personal journal. So that's on a wee flip out, and then there's a wee flip down. So my friend gave me the stamp set of alphabet stamps, which is super cool. Used some of the jelly print offcuts to make trees and circles, and this was here for Prompt Week. And it was what's the best compliment, and I didn't have much because we'd been keeping to ourselves. So my husband said about the meal I cooked that it was very yummy, so that was the compliment for the day. And then I was testing out these alphabet stamps here. This was another Scrappy challenge that I was doing it in response to Lydia's Scrappy action, and I made this robot. She did a house. So it still makes me smile and giggle. I wrote on the back and just tucked it in this wee pocket here. Had a fun day this day, even though it was still not brilliant health-wise. But yeah, super fun. And then on this side, there's a little flip out where I'd actually gone for a half-hour walk. And Shane was back at work this day. So I went for a half-hour walk. And then later when he got home, he'd bought me these shelving units for my craft area and Snuggles. Hopefully that's in frame. There we go. Snuggles was helping him by sitting in the bookshelves as he was trying to make them up. And then wrote on the back of that. So lots of writing and flips and things on this page. And it was a beautiful sunny day. But it took me a while to recover from that walk, like days to recover. What was the prompt for that day? Oh, what made you feel comfy today? And that was having cuddles from one of our cats. So Friday, and the prompt for the prompt week was what shampoo are you using? So I drew out the bottle and wrote about the one that I'm using. We had noticed that my husband's youngest cousin had her baby, so put in a little bit about that. This is our cat Kelly, who was the one I was having cuddles with the previous day, having cuddles with my husband. And then this is the transformation of my crafting area that I am using in the lounge. So this is, I mean, you probably can't see. It's really messy. And then this is the new shelving units going in. And then down the bottom is sort of partly coming together. I mean, it's changed since then. I need to update photos because I've got a couple more units on top of that, and I've got little storage bins, so it looks a lot tidier, and I'm loving it. It's so cool. So this day, my husband had wanted me to make grainless granola, which I've made several times before. I always put it off. I don't know why, because it's super easy. So this day I finally made it, and so we had that for breakfast, I think. Or did we have at breakfast the next day? We had butter chicken for tea. This day I had cuddles with 3 of our 4 cats. Well, actually all 4, but I didn't get a photo of Snuggles. So my husband took these photos for me. Photo with Kelly, photo with Georgie, and photo with Puss. All of me sitting in my chair at my crafting desk. So a bit of a conspiracy there to stop me working, but they're all super cute, and it's really rare to have the cuddles from all of them in the same day. Just a little screenshot here of a game I played that I didn't enjoy. It's not a great game, but I really like the cute little cartoon character from it, so I just popped it in there and says don't bother playing this again. This page, I did this art journal spread in my art journal and absolutely loved it, so I popped a copy of it in here. Just made some fun hearts and things from the leftover paper from doing this spread. Sorry, I'm jiggling the camera there. And just lots of writing. And these, I was doing a lot of fussy cutting of Summer's Bounty junk journal kits from the Junk Journal Studio on Etsy. There's so many pages, so I've been doing a lot of fussy cutting, so I put a couple of the sentiments there because I really liked those. So this day we went shopping and bought some bits and pieces to go in my shelving behind me, and so I just put some of the labels in there. This is another game I've been playing on my phone, and I got a new high score, so I just took a screenshot of that. I'd been for a walk and took some photos of how far I went and of my shadow, and then I made these little doors in my trash craft video out of box tabs, so super fun. I think they're cute. Put little buttons on them, and then because I was hitting it again, I was away this day in Rangiora, so I did a lot of drawing and was drawing some mushrooms. Was it? No, that's not the day. Some more labels from some storage. I visited my brother, and he's got a cat with, at the time they were 1 week old kittens, so I got very bad photos but super cute. I took myself out for lunch and had a scone at a cafe and did a sketch of it. Wrote down a couple of compliments that I'd received, and yeah, that was quite a fun day too. So this day I was out again, spent the day in the office at my husband's work, and apparently had lots to write about. One of the guys had ordered a new helmet and tried it on in the office, so I took a photo and put that in there because there was a lot of jokes and banter going on around that. Wrote in another compliment I'd received and just decorated up with some stickers and bits and pieces. This is Veggie Box Day again, so again wrote about the vegetables that we got this week, drew some of the rainbow chard that we'd received in the box. This was the day that I was planning my giveaway for my 250 subscribers, which I had not reached at the point that I was planning this, but I wasn't far away. So my growth on the YouTube channel has been just incredible. So thank you everybody who's come along and subscribed. It's just amazing. I'm blown away. So I planned out here the details of it, what the prize was, and just the rest of the stuff about the day. So this was the day that the video actually went live. Again, I was out at husband's work. one of the guys had a new puppy and I got to meet her. Her name's Maeve. Cute little black lab crossed with collie. So she's super, super sweet, very, very quiet and timid, but I think she'll be a lovely dog. So launched my giveaway, and then there's some information here that's I can't dare share with with people, so I just put a little fabric flip on top of that about some things that happened that I was involved in, that I just need to maintain people's privacy. So that's that page. So we had grainless granola this day for breakfast. I need to make another batch actually, we're almost out. This was the day after the launch of the giveaway and I was up to 271 subscribers. So it just grew hugely. This was a little meme on Facebook that a friend posted that I really liked, so I printed it off and edited it in. And daylight savings was starting that night. So this was obviously a Saturday. This was Sunday at church. It was the first day back at church for quite a while after having COVID, and there's a family with 5 kids and there's 3 girls, and this little girl likes to play peekaboo with me, and she was super cute. I had to take photos, and 2 older ones are cute as well. And then my husband and I had a real laugh at this apple that was in our veggie box, shaped like a bottom. So I had to, and I called it here the butt apple. So I had to write about that. Innocence I thought was very fitting for these children, and they were very charming as well. So I just had some fun decorating up with stickers and printables. This day was a public holiday. It was the day of just a one-off holiday to mark the passing of the Queen. So I just wrote a bit about that. Of course, husband was home again. We received this flyer in our mailbox inviting us to an open day, a free day for the local bowling club. And when Shane handed it to me, he says, "Darling, they think we're old." So I just wanted to make a note of that. Georgie was having cuddles with me in bed, and then when I got out of bed, he curled up on my pillow for quite a while actually. Normally he comes away quite quickly, but he stayed on my pillow for at least an hour. This day I took heaps and heaps of photos. I sat outside and had a cuppa. It was a beautiful day. I went around the garden, took photos of the flowers and the lemon tree. Snuggles joined me outside, so hopefully you can see those. She's super cute, and Georgie did as well. This is on the other deck, so we've got 2 decks. So this is on one side, and then out on the other side Georgie was rolling around being epically cute. This is the other printable from Lydia, which I think is super fun, and then I just drew it because she's got a paintbrush in her hand. I drew out some paint splatters with a pen in there. And this is a seal off a multivitamin packet. I started a new bottle today, so I just used that as a tab. Hubby bought me some more containers, so there's a label off the container. This is the new multivitamin, which is just, it's huge, like it's massive. It's a chewable though, so it's okay. I don't have to swallow it. I just have to chew it and then swallow. Wrote about a nice comment I got on YouTube, and then I finished off this box of crackers, which is super yummy, and I've included it as a little tuck spot in case I ever want to like tuck something. Probably won't now that I've finished the month, but just in case. I mean, I could even tuck these in here for now. Here we go. At least I've got a home, and then I'll pull them out. This day I got some, I posted away some mail, so I made this mini envelope in there to represent that I'd posted some mail. I bought some wrapping paper, put a little segment there. Husband had bought some SD cards for his tablet and his Kindle Fire, so I put that in here, and I'd gone for a drive again, so I took a photo of our local mountain and then just used this window in the SD card to frame out the mountain. and I'd bought some new stickers as well. I'd gone to Dollarama again, so that was a cool day, bit happening there. Entries closed on the giveaway on this last day of the month, so I wrote about that. I had bought this digital printable kit for horses, and I so in love with this image that I needed to put a copy of it in here. I was taking Fisherman's Friends for, you know, still bits gunked up, and I've now got a cold at this stage, so I was on Fisherman's Friends, finished up the packet, and a lovely lady who owns a business called R Bakes, she's a friend of mine, she made these blue cupcakes for my husband's work to celebrate the end of Blue September, which they do every year as a fundraiser for men's health, and hubby bought me one home so I could have that. And then this is my printable for Scrappy September, with the frame that I made as Scrappy Action number 4. Lydia did the video on this on the last Monday of the month, and this was my version of the frame for the certificate. So, and that is still available if you want to go ahead and grab that if you did Scrappy September. And then that's the end of the month. Just another storage container label that I got, and I thought I might just add this in here somewhere, maybe up the top, to complete out the month. Oops, that I took Scrappy Action. Thank you for these printables, Lydia. They are super, super, super cute. Really adorable. And I look forward to using those other two, possibly in October's journal. But they'll find a home somewhere other than tucked away in the pocket. There we go. I took Scrappy Action. There we go. That's cool. So that's my September journal for 2022. I hope you enjoyed having a look through that and hearing a little bit more about my life and days. Yeah, I shall see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.